All right. You are listening to WKCR FM New York and NYC Radio Live Podcast. This is a big honor for me. Long time wait for this to happen. We are sitting with the great Ustad Shahid Parvez. Great to be with you. How's it going?
I'm well, thank you.
Yeah. Are you in Virginia, I take it?
No, right now I'm in Arizona.
Oh, okay. Great. Yeah. So we actually met more than a decade ago at WKCR. There's a guy named Ashok Ilinkoven who brought you on the radio a few times. And
Yeah.
performed for that. That was really memorable moments, just to be so close and to see your technique. And really, I haven't had the same experience again with any other sitar player. So it's we're really excited. If you're just tuning in, one of the reasons we're doing this interview is Ustad Shahid Parvez is our big headliner for the Ragas Live Festival, which is coming up October 18th and 19th. So I guess there's so much I want to ask you, but maybe we'll just start with your tone. Who influenced, of all the musicians, who influenced your tone the most?
There are so many old masters who influenced me, and they are not all instrumentalists. I would like to name first Ustad Bade Ghulam Ali Khan, the great vocalist, Ustad Amir Khan, and of course my uncle Ustad Vilayat Khan. These three masters have major influence in my music, and of course there are so many others also, like Pandit Ravi Shankar, Ustad Amjad Ali Khansahab, Shiv Kumar Sharma ji, so many others. Ustad Alaraka Khansahab, who was a great tabla player, father of Ustad Zakir Hussain. Pandit Birju Maharaj, a great dancer, great Kathak dancer. So there are so many different musicians and dancers who influence me.
So yeah, it's not just sitar alone. And I guess you when you began your training, it wasn't first on sitar. Was that a kind of conscious decision, you think, from your father, that to start you on vocal and tabla first?
Because it's a tradition that whatever you want to learn, you have to start with vocal music, just to understand notes, swar. And also you have to have some knowledge of tabla also. So my grandfather initiated me in vocal music when I was 3.5 or something. So after that, I was given sitar by my father, Ustad Aziz Khan, and he also wanted me to have some knowledge of tabla. So I learned at the same time some tabla also.
And did you feel, as a young child, did you feel pressure to match up to the rest of your family?
Yes, in the beginning, yes, but then slowly, I started enjoying it.
So it didn't start with just love. It kind of, there wasn't a lot of choice involved.
Well, come on, I was a child of like 4. How can I love? Or I wanted to play, I wanted to enjoy, but I had to give all the time to my music. So it was a little pressure in the beginning, but as soon as I started playing more, I started enjoying music because it's in my blood. So it was natural.
Right. But the other kids could kick a ball and they could do these things, and you were studying very early.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm curious. I mean, I've been reading a lot about how the modern presentation of raga kind of formed in terms of how we see it in concerts. And from what I understand, your uncle played a big role, Ravi Shankar ji and Ali Akbar Khan Sahab. They kind of, the way that we see it today is influenced by that, by how they figured out how to bring it to an audience. I'm curious, what are the family stories about the famous kind of contests between your uncle Vilayat Khansahab and Ravi Shankar playing in the 1950s? They would play the same concert as a contest or something. What were the stories from that you heard about that time?
Well, as you know that I am the seventh direct descendant. So music is there, especially sitar, for 7 generations in my family. And I heard the story that Pandit Ravi Shankar ji wanted to become a disciple of Ustad Inayat Khan, who was the father of Ustad Vilayat. And he prepared everything, he was ready to go, but suddenly he fall ill and he couldn't make it. So then after that he went to Ustad Alauddin Khansahab. This is the one story I heard about it. And it is mentioned also in Pandit Ravi Shankar's book, Music, My Music, My Life. So the other thing is that you always influenced by your elders, your master.
Mm-hmm.
At my time, Pandit Ravi Shankar ji, Ustad Vilayat Khansahab, Ali Akbar Khansahab, all these were seniors, and they were my ideals that I have to follow. I used to listen to them. So then I heard so many, just like I named, like Ustad Bade Ghulam Ali Khan Sahab, Ustad Amir Khan Sahab, and then Vilayat Khan Sahab, Ravi Shankar ji. In my childhood, when I was in Calcutta, I used to go to the concerts to listen to Vilayat Khan Sahab, Ravi Shankar ji, Ali Akbar Khan Sahab. I cannot say that I understood it fully, but I used to enjoy. I even didn't know what was the difference between these styles, but I was very impressed and I was very influenced by all of them. So I didn't know that whether I'm going to make it or not. It seemed me that it is something, what they are doing is very possible, but I should keep trying. And,
so it's an inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I read a book and I thought it was all true, and now I don't know anymore. But the story was that your uncle Vilayat Khan, he, as a young child, he left by himself and went to Calcutta. Is this a legend or is it true? And stayed at the radio station. Have you heard these?
I'm not very sure about this one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And in your travels, did you ever connect or get to see or listen to Annapurna Devi?
No, because she never performed publicly. But of course, I heard a lot about her. And from so many musicians, I have heard they spoke very high about her. So that's all I know about her because she never performed in public.
Yeah. But she had incredible disciples, right?
Right. One
Mark.
of disciple, Pandit Hari Prasad Choisha,
Yeah.
he is also like her disciple, and so many other musicians used to go to learn from her.
So I think from what I've been told, you've made a few kind of techniques that are only you do on sitar, certain rhythmic things. Could you tell me about that?
Well, everybody, every artist, they do something with their own music, and the requirement of music, whatever is needed, we are working on technique to produce. So similarly, I did also. So the first thing is that I have taken so many things from different instruments also, from guitar, from flute, from santoor, um, from vocal. So that is why, I need to do something with my technique. So as you know that we claim that I play Gaikyang as well as instrumental Tantrakari. So for Gaikyang, what is Gaikyang? It is not the imitation of vocal. That means that the more natural instrument is vocal chord. What you can produce with vocal music, it is difficult to produce on an instrument. For that, you have to have very high technique, mastery on the instrument. So then you can be able to, do something just like vocal music. It's very difficult. So in order to do that, you have to make so many changes with your technique. You have to develop your technique. So I'm still working on that, and it is not going to finish. It is not going to be over. It's a path. There is no target. It's just the path. You have to move on.
Wow. So that's the Gayakyang, the trying to capture the sound of the voice. But then, like you said, you're capturing certain rhythmic elements from santur and tabla that other people were not trying on sitar, right? There's certain rhythmic.
Not only from santur and tabla. Also, I have learned South Indian style of rhythm, because if you compare North Indian and South Indian rhythmic patterns, South Indian rhythmic patterns are more complicated and complex. So unless you learn them, you cannot just produce it. You have to learn it properly, and you have to learn how to, make it musical. It should not just be the countings, just not the numbers, not the rhythms, but to make it sound like complete music, you have to think, you have to work. I don't know, it's very difficult.
Yeah. So are there times when you're playing and you're trying something comes to you rhythmically and you might not actually understand how it's going to add up, but it adds up, does that happen to you where it's just...
Yes, when I was working on rhythm, when I was learning South Indian style of rhythm, then I wanted to, match to my music, match to my North Indian style. So yes, so many times it happened, but I worked it out.
And do you ever confuse tabla players when you're doing some rhythmic things?
I intentionally no.
Oh.
But definitely when I made I compose something difficult, complex, I want to see the reaction of tabla player definitely, but not to confuse them.
Mm-hmm. It could be a compliment, though, right? If they, that's fun. So, your family, at the beginning of the gharana, it was mostly court musicians, right?
Yes.
So, when they were playing in these courts, what's your understanding? Is it usually very for small groups of people, and what was the setting?
Yes, let me tell you one thing that our music is known as a chamber music.
Mm.
It was not for public. The music was for only for musicians or who want to understand music or accept it the way it is without expecting some entertainment or any other thing. So I've heard stories that there were 6 singers and 4 listeners. So that's how it started, when it called chamber music. It was not a performing art before. Musicians used to play what they like. They never used to play for audience. So that is how it was. Then at the time of like Vilayat Khansahab, Ravi Shankar ji, Khansahab, slowly it started becoming a public performance. And musicians started becoming a performer. It's a different quality. Like becoming a musician, different thing. Becoming a teacher is a different thing, to my understanding. And becoming a performer is a very different thing. So when they became a performer, there were 2 categories. One, they used to play for public, one other used to play for music. No matter what. If you want to enjoy, enjoy, otherwise it's fine.
So where is your heart?
Definitely for music.
Yeah.
And my belief is also that if you are playing authentic and good music, no matter if they understand or not, it is going to affect them 100%. They are going to enjoy it. That confidence artist should have in his music. Instead of getting down to the level of audience, they should play music for music. In that case, the artist and audience both can enjoy.
Yeah.
That is my confidence and belief.
Yeah. But it's almost, it's easier said than done, right? Because yeah.
Yeah.
Like someone like me, I used to make my money at weddings, stuff like that. So I was trained anything to make the audience dance, or that's, and I could never get rid of that. I never could become a musician like, like the classical musicians I was friends with.
Let me interrupt you.
Yeah.
What you are saying, if you do like that, it is just like catching a shadow. Neither you can catch the shadow nor you can catch the man. But what I am saying, I am doing. If you do that, you can catch the man, you can catch the shadow. You don't have to please audience. You have to please yourself. You have to satisfy yourself. You have to enjoy yourself. 100% audience is going to enjoy it.
And
That you should have. But it is only possible if you are a true musician. I never compromised in any of my concert, no matter what kind of audience is there, how big is it is. I don't worry about that, never. And the result was always 100%.
Well, you can hear that, yeah. And I wonder, Did you develop that, or that's how you've been since you were started performing?
No, you cannot develop it. It is your own temperament. It
Mm,
is your own choice, what you choose. I chose to become a musician. I chose to live for music. I'm doing that. No
yeah.
matter.
So does the music ever stop in your head, or is it's always going on?
No, never. I'm talking to you, but still something is there.
Yeah. Does does that make it hard to sleep at night sometimes?
Yes. Not only sleep, but very sound sleep and with full satisfaction.
Oh, that's good. Wow. So you're still composing these days as well?
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
You will be surprised that there are so many of my composition which I composed on the stage.
In your head.
Yes. No, even I played that at the spot
Ah,
without rehearsing it. I didn't rehearse. I composed it spontaneously and played it on the stage. There are so many of my compositions, and there are witnesses for that. That
mm.
they never heard that composition before.
And do you have some that get away? You're taking a walk and you think, okay, when I get back home, I have to remember this, but it's gone. Does that happen?
Very rarely,
Oh, really?
very rarely. Mostly it stays in my head and in my heart. Yes.
So, how about some advice, family advice that got passed down to you from your father and your uncles, and what kind of things did they tell you to kind of give you advice about being a true musician?
To become a true musician, no advice can help you. It has to be from your own side. You have to decide, no matter what. Nobody can make you a musician. And I believe that nobody can teach music. Nobody taught me music. My father taught me how to learn music,
Mm,
techniques of music. What are the things that you need to become a true artist? But music, what is music? When you learn something and you think about that, and if you understood it and react on it and play something, that is music. Similarly, if you know something, it is not a knowledge, it is an information. That information goes in you, you understand, then you react and make something, then it becomes knowledge. Otherwise, it is information.
mm.
I have read so many books, I have so much of knowledge. No, you have information, not knowledge.
So if you could press a button and it would change one thing about music today or musicians' approaches today, what would you hope, what would you want to see more of, or what would you try to change about people's approach and understanding of music?
I would not like to change them.
Hmm.
I would like them to be natural.
Mm.
If you change something, there will be some mistakes, there will be some confusions, there will be something wrong. Don't change.
Mm.
Be yourself.
My wife says that you're passionate about food as well as music.
Definitely.
What do they have in common, food and music?
Because it has connection with that. So many things I have learned while cooking because of music. When I play some composition, something, I improvise. Similarly, I can improvise while cooking also. But this thing came from music.
Can you think of some example? Sometime you're in the kitchen and inspiration came.
Yes, I make you may not be familiar with the Indian dishes so much, but there are so many things which if you add or if you do something, it will become a different dish. Just like Yaman, one raga Yaman. If you add some amount of Shuddhma, that fourth note, it becomes Yaman Kalyan, which has different flavor.
Right.
Similarly, you can apply the same thing in cooking.
And if you put too much or you put the wrong spice, it's not Yaman anymore, right? If you throw in some ginger and it's...
Not anybody can do it.
Yeah.
Who knows the delicate points of a raga, that how much you should change,
right,
in order to make it musical. Not too much of that can spoil everything. Then only you can do it. Not everyone.
Right. And I imagine, the greatest chefs could do some innovation. Maybe they add some spice people wouldn't have thought of, but it still keeps the essence, right? It's still the essence of the rag or the dish.
Let me tell you one secret. When you want to change something, instead of adding something, subtract something first and see what happens. It will also change the taste.
Yeah, music is the silence between the notes.
That if they add something, it will change. No. First, do the reverse. Subtract something. Instead of putting more spices, make it less and see what happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's true. All right. Well, wisdom for the stage, for the practice room, for the kitchen. It's all here. So this was really fun. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you speaking with me.
I also enjoyed it
Yeah.
very much. And thank you for that.
Yeah. Well, we will see you in just 2 weeks. It's a really, it's been a dream come true that you're going to be part of the festival. So can't wait.
I hope to see you there, please.
Oh, you will. Yep. All right. Take care. Thanks for your time.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.